The data we've collected over the last 3 years, particularly in the nearshore zone, has shown that what's happening on the land is influencing water quality in the lake. For example, we found our sites that are near Port Perry tend to have poorer water quality compared to, say, sites in the eastern arm of the lake, which is less developed. So what this tells us is that there's particular hotspots in the lake of water quality impairment. I think there's a common misunderstanding or assumption that people who want to protect the environment are against growth and development. And in fact, that doesn't have to be the case. I think most environmentalists, including myself, believe in sustainable development. So what this means is that we need to address our growing human population, but we can do it in a smart way, and this is known as smart growth. And so moving forward and knowing that Port Perry is going to be growing in the future, it is our hope that low impact design features will be considered and incorporated into urban growth in the area. And why this is important is that with low impact design, you're going to be slowing down the stormwater, you're going to have less impervious surfaces that are just going to allow water to run directly off of the landscape and into creeks and rivers and eventually Lake Scugog. You're going to slow it down, improve water treatment before that water actually makes it into the lake. And so, for example, the stormwater infrastructure in the town can be improved to improve water quality, as well as every resident can probably think of ways to slow water down and reduce their impact on the environment by thinking of alternatives to using fertilizers. There's a variety of ways that we all can contribute to reducing our impact on water quality in Lake Scugog. So even though we've shown that in areas that are more highly developed, like in Port Perry, water quality is poorer than in other parts of the lake, it's still important to recognize that Lake Scugog as a whole, whether it's the western arm or the eastern arm, has incredible value, not only for the organisms that live in the lake, but for the people that live around the lake and the users of the lake, including tourists that come to the region. Knowing that there are various hotspots in the lake where water quality is poorer provides information of where management and remediation efforts should be targeted. And by doing this, it ends up being a much more economical approach to targeting specific areas as opposed to just trying to manage the entire lake. Because in different parts of the lake, there may not necessarily be mitigation practices required there.